Hello and welcome back to Ohio Richlands. It's the second day in April, just after 6 o'clock in the morning. You will also notice we are $1,000 in the minus. That's because it took off the property maintenance for us overnight. The animals are all doing fine just now. We can check up on them later on. But for now, we're going to do this fertilizing contract. We'll fill up with diesel when we leave the yard. And I think we're going to see to our own field as well, as that doesn't have any fertilizer on it just now. So we'll see you down at the field. Well, that's that field complete, so we are going to go in and collect the $4,865. There isn't other contracts just now, but I'm hoping they do start to come through later on today. The chickens are okay for feed just now, but we top them up. We will top them up later on this evening. The sheep can get some water as well. They are starting to eat into that grass bale, so I'll maybe put another bale down for them when we're back up at the yard later today. And just quickly check on the fields. I don't think we're fertilized down on field 13. No, so I'm going to have to put a fertilizer layer down just now. I can maybe do that just now actually, since we're close to the shop. They need rolling. Both of the fields need rolling actually. So there's the one up beside our shop. I maybe have to look into a roller. We don't have much money to rent stuff. Hopefully as more contracts come through, that changes. We'll just have a quick look at rollers just now to see what we've got. Seven to 9 meter working width at 9 miles an hour. It's not bad. Roller type, smooth and Cambridge, $10,000 for Cambridge rollers. I don't know what the difference would be if the smooth is for grass, or 1,200. Well, we could rent it. We've got enough for it. I'm not sure if there's a better option. That's an extra 4,000 to go 9 meters wide. That's 1,400 to rent. Is it much more with the Cambridge rollers? 1,900. So they're $500 almost. Don't know if there's a big difference between the Cambridge rollers and the smooth rollers, if one's for grass or... I think I'll have a think about it just now, because I don't know if it gives me any extra yield worth doing. But we'll see. We might do it later on. It just depends. We've kind of got to watch what we do just now because there is no other contracts. But let's go and get our field fertilised just now. Well, we just went ahead and did it. We have rented the V Roller 90, which is the 9 meter model, and it's also got the more expensive Cambridge rollers on it, so it did set us back almost $2,000. But you've got to try it, otherwise we don't know. So hopefully it does increase the yield, but we're going to do the field here beside us, then we're going to head up to our yard and do the field of grass. just completed that field. We have missed a couple bits here and there, but overall it's not too bad. It's quite hard to see as well because you're just rolling in what's already there, so the texture doesn't really change. GPS does come in handy, but we're now going to go up to our other field of grass beside our shed, so we'll see you up there. Well, that's both the fields done now. It's taken around about an hour and a half, so it's not too bad. It's still quite a narrow work width, but we're getting it done. We can advance to bigger machines as we get on with the game. But for now, we'll unhire this equipment. Both fields are now done. I'm still not quite happy about 13, but we're just going to have to let it go. There's still no contracts through, so I'm going to skip through today. If there is any contracts pop up at any time, we will see you doing them. If not, we will see you tomorrow. Well, it's May 1st now. We did jump to today because there was no contracts came through yesterday. But we have another 60 chickens. So they are breeding really quickly, which now means they're going to go through even more food. So it's a good job we got that sorghum field planted and it is growing. They do need topped up with feed. The sheep are the same, they need topped up with grass or hay, and they also need a little bit of water. There's still no contracts through yet though, so we're just going to do this tidy up around about the yard, I think, unless a contract comes through. So I'm going to crack on with this. I'm going to put the wool and some of the eggs inside just now because I think it is meant to rain later on today. There should also be some feed left in the bucket up beside the chickens, so I'm just going to tip that in just now, and if we need more we can grab more from the bin. Well, we skipped ahead of time just a couple hours. It's now coming up for 9:15. Although there is no contracts to do, we do have a little bit of work to do. Our own field down the bottom has got weeds, so we need to deal with that. There's still no contracts, but I did have a look at the wool price. $1,228 is not far off of the best price. April, May is the best time to do it. So I think we're going to get it sold now. And it is going to, if I remember rightly, this top one here, it should be going to the silo, the same place the wool went last time. But we'll just double check that when we get there. So I'm going to get all the wool loaded, even the half pallet here. We'll get all the ones from inside loaded up onto the trailer and up to get it sold. So that should give us a little boost of income, because we're still at minus $154. And if a contract does come through that we need to rent something for, we can't do it. Let's get this all loaded up and we'll see you up at the sell point. well, that's us up here at the sell point. We've got 4,341 litres of wool, so that's not too bad. We'll try going straight over the grate first to see if it does take it in here. I don't think it will. Maybe not. Would it need unstrapped? No. Right, so it must be going over here then. I know this is going to be very awkward to do because this trailer is very quick to snap round like that with the steering wheel. Steering axle, should I say. Oh, there we go. Well, that is the right place then. It's 204 for that little bit of wool. I bet you it just leaves one bit left. Yeah, well, it's left a whole pallet, look. It likes to do that. We'll try and come in at a slightly different angle and push the neck of the trailer in. It's quite annoying they've made it right in the corner there. There we go. So, I didn't see how much we got in total, but we've now got $5,173, so that's a lot better. But for now, we do need to see about our field of weeds, so I'm going to head down to the shop and see if we can't get something for that. We do also need narrow tyres, because we've now got crops in our field and crop destruction is turned on. We need to get something with narrow tyres, so let's get that sorted out. Well, we looked at different options of what we could do with the spraying and herbicide for killing the weeds, or even a weeder. But we jumped to today, it's May 2nd. There's still no contracts. Our main reason is we need a new tractor. I checked the 7R we've got, and in order to do the weeds in that field, we would need something with narrow tyres. The 7R can't take narrow tyres, so we'd need to get a new one. We don't have the money for that. Or we didn't, at least. Something did pop up and grab our attention though. You will notice our bank balance is now at $53,152. That's because there's a 7810 in the sale. It's only $45,000, 58% off list price. Then we looked at sprayers. It would be great to have something to match it, like that. But it's very expensive. Even to lease, it would be, I would say, about $6,000 to lease. So not very profitable just to kill off some weeds. Plus you got the cost of herbicide as well. There is the weeder in the sale for $14,000 that we could use with any tractor, but again, because there's crops in it, you're going to need narrow tyres, so we need the 7810. And the weeder will only do the first stage of crops, the first stage of weeds in the crop. However, if you get a sprayer with herbicide, you can kill the weeds at any stage. So it seems like a better option. Although we're not buying the sprayer right now, we would like to save up to get a decent sprayer for future. But for now, I'm just going to quickly change the registration of this and make sure it does have narrow tyres on. Does it do front? We'll just stick with back only. So it does have the narrow tyres option on it. It is $1,000 extra. But there we go. We're left with $6,600. But we have a new tractor. We also need a weight for it because the sprayer can hold about 2,000 litres. That's 2 tonne of weight plus the equipment itself on the back. So we'll just have a quick look through. Yeah, we'll just put in one of these weights. We'll go for that one, 900 kilo. $950. Yep, that'll do fine. So I am going to go and jump down to the shop and pick up the new equipment. We also need to buy herbicide, so I will get that when I'm down there, and then we can go and spray our field for the very first time. The grass is not ready to harvest yet, it's still growing. There's another 2 stages yet, because the first stage it says it's ready to harvest. You can harvest it, but it doesn't give a great yield. As you can see at the edge here, that's fully grown grass. Much bigger, and you get a much better yield out of it. So we're just quickly going to go and hook into the fertilizer spreader and do our own field. I know it doesn't affect grass so much even if you run over it with bigger tyres, regardless of the growth stage. For some reason it's only the grain crops and you know, corn. I'm not sure about potatoes and sugar beet and that. I would assume it would be the same with that as well. That's why I'm on here with big tyres. Although they're not wide, they're standard, they're still not narrow. But it's grass, so it's fine. So we're going to quickly blitz this field. Then we're going to go down to the shop and grab our new tractor and rented sprayer. So we'll see you down there in just a second. That's us just finishing up this field now. It's a lot harder to do it without GPS. I could have put it on this tractor, but it's $15,000 and it's not really worth it just now. It's just a stand-in tractor to get us through doing little jobs like this, and it's handy round about the farm as well, just to shift machinery in. It could be handy if we put a front loader on it to feed the chickens and that, because obviously once we grow and expand the farm, the 7R is going to come with us to wherever we need it to be. So this could become a very handy little tractor. But for now, we are going to return the sprayer and head back up to our yard. Well, that was a bit of a mad panic earlier on when the rain came on. We had to go and jump and get the eggs inside just to save them getting wet. But we skipped a little bit of time now. We've gone down to the store. We have purchased another bag of fertilizer. Just the one though, because that leaves us with just over $1,000 again. We're going to take this back up to the yard today and skip time till tomorrow. Hopefully we get a contract through. But we will be fertilising both our fields again, so that would be them both on the second stage of fertilisation, so they don't need to be touched again. This field has had herbicide through it, so it shouldn't have any more weeds and should be ready when it's ready. Our field outside the yard has not got any herbicide through it, so weeds may pop up. But there's still no contracts, so we'll see you tomorrow. Well, it's now June 1st. It's just gone 7 o'clock in the morning. We are almost minus $1,000 again, because the money came off overnight. Still no contracts showing up, so we're just going to jump in the tractor and get both of our fields fertilised. That puts them to the second stage of fertilisation on both of them. So we will see you guys in just a second once this job has been done. Well, we're just about to head back up to our yard, but it looks like that field is ready to harvest. There's no cars behind me, let's just quickly jump out. Yep, it's ready to go. So, will we get that contract today? Or tomorrow? I hope so, because it would be the income we need when we need it the most. Well, let's head back up to the yard for now and see if the contract does come in later on if we skip some time. Well, it's now just coming up for 3:30 in the afternoon, and guess what's arrived? That contract for barley on field 12 we looked at earlier. We are going to borrow the items today because it's £5,000 to borrow the header, $5,000 even to borrow the header. It's only going to cost us $2,000 to borrow the equipment, so that's the better option. So we will see you in the combine. Well, that's us down here. We've got the 9250 axial flow. Not too bad size header, I think that's about 40-45 foot, but a massive trailer that'll be hooked onto the fast track. So we're not going to hook onto the header here, because that's the field behind us and this is just grass. So if I shift the other bits of equipment first out of the way, we just nip along the back of this field here and start cutting in. The owner of the land does also want us to collect the straw because she has no need for it. So we will get that done as well. So this could be quite a late night job because we need to bale the straw up because it's not the best time of year to sell it, even though the sell point's right next to the field. We're going to bale it and keep it until we get to a point where the sell point is good, the sell price is good, and then get it all sold in bulk. So I'm just going to hook straight onto the header here, and we are just going to nip across that grass field there and carve straight in and get going. So let's go. Well, this is looking like a good trailer. We've got 3 loads from the combine in already, and we're just heading to top off from the 4th load. That's not bad for a trailer. Let's just hope it pulls well with the fast track. Anyway, we're going to get this filled up and take it up to the sell point, so we'll see you there and see how much of the field we have completed already. Well, I don't know if you can see it in the time lapse there very well, but it was offering to veer off to the side of the road. Well, just like it's doing now. I don't know why it's doing it. It's like the trailer's pushing the back of the tractor out, almost into a jackknife. I'm not sure if it's because it's got 52,000 litres of grain in the trailer, or because of the combination of the fast track in the trailer, or the speed I'm driving down a country road. I don't know. But they are using a silage trailer for this contract. For grain. I don't know why, but as long as it puts into the sell point okay and gives me a percentage for the contract complete, I'm happy. I don't need to deal with the cracked barley. Well, it is complete in the contract. Yeah, there we go. Right, let's head back down to the field and we'll get the rest. Well, that's us back up here for the final time. We still have a full trailer at 52,000 litres, but my guess is we'll have some left because there's still around 3,500 litres in the combine. So as soon as we see our money start to climb, we need to stop tipping, because we can use this grain for the chickens and top off the bin. Because there's already barley in it, we can put more barley in. There we go. So we got 393 extra for the harvest income, and we're left with 5,688 litres of barley in the trailer. So we'll go back down to the combine, put the rest, I think it's about 3,500 litres, into this, and then we're going to put that into our own silo. And that's the contract complete. But we still need to lift the straw, so we need to go down with our baler. I think this is going to take the rest of the day, I would imagine, and then take all the bales back up to sort out. So we'll see you in just a second. Well, we just decided to tip the grain on the floor because we weren't going to try and turn the auger around, because this is going to take a while to get this all baled up and taken back up to our yard before the dark really comes down. So I'm going to crack on here, get this all baled up. We'll take the bale trailer down and get the telehandler down with a grab as well. Load all the bales up, take them back, and we'll try and sort them all out. I think the first load's going to be a bit of a mess in the yard. We're just kind of going to dump it, turn and burn, back down to grab the rest. So We'll see you guys in a second back up at our shed with a mess of bales. Well, that's the baling complete, and the tractor is already down there with the trailer. So we're going to head down with the telehandler, start getting it loaded up. You can see there's been a very late night, as it's already just gone 8 o'clock, and we've still got to get the bales up here and dumped off, get back down to get another load. So let's get cracking. We'll see you down in the field. Well, here we are to make a start on getting the bales into the shed. As you can see, there is a huge mess on the left. We're going to start with the nice easy stuff that's already nicely on the trailer. So let's get going, because it is almost 11 o'clock at night now. Well, that's the bales all tidied up for now. So we are going to turn the lights off in here and get everything parked up for the night. Sure the light switch is here, yes. So we'll park the bale trailer up around the side there, and I think that will do. I say night, it's the morning. It's 20 past 2 in the morning now. But we have a lot of straw bales. They'll be handy to sell when the price goes up towards the end of the year. Give us a little bit of a cash boost. Don't think there's anything else to do. I think the animals are fine. We can deal with them in the morning because there's only a few hours. Oh, we've also got to turn the auger round and put all that grain into the silo for the chicken feed. Oh well, I better go on to that next. So we'll see you in just a second. Well, it's June 2nd and we have a cultivating contract through. So we're going to go and grab the 9470R and our tillage tool and head over to the field and make a start. Well, that's it for this episode. We're just completing this field. It's been a long few days, but we've done quite a lot. We'll just collect the $8,564 for that contract. And for the next episode, we're just going to jump straight into the harvesting. So we'll see you there. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you soon.